BTC floating around 96K, but it's the alts that are causing a little bit of problems, a little bit of up, a little bit of down. Are they getting overcooked? Are there warning signs here that we need to slow down just a little bit? So guys, today we're going to look at some of these overcooked altcoins. We're going to look at how to play this. We're going to manage our positions here on some of these setups. We got tons to talk about. I've also got my indicator man in the back here who's going to help us out today. So much happening. Let's get right into this. And remember, as always, hit that like, hit the bell, hit the subscribe, and the likes bounce has gone missing, but I'm subbing in just till he comes back. Here's Chaos, you know the man, okay, the indicator legend. He's now a chart hacker, as you guys can see. So we're going to bring him on in a couple of minutes when we start talking indicator things and overcooked things. And fuck me, I mean, Chaos. XRP, 43%. I keep playing this game with XRP saying, can I long the top? And every time I long the top, it just keeps pumping. It keeps going up. And I mean, I'm trying to long this thing so I can get rinsed, but everybody's trying to short it. So it keeps squeezing higher. And then H-bar, I mean, don't even talk to me about H-bar now. That thing is absolutely ripping. But bottom right hand, Litecoin. Look at this. Okay, we are talking about Litecoin today. Can this pull an XRP for us? Is this going to be our next mover? And then you can see also on the right, Brett, minus 16%. But wow, did that thing pump this weekend? And is it now time to buy again? Is it consolidation time on Brett? So lots going on here, but nice to see, or is it nice to see the Dino coins pumping? Is it something we should be fearful? And Link 12% up. That's also, I mean, we've seen in the past, Link pumping too hard sometimes gives us a little bit of a warning sign out there. So we got lots to talk about here. Let's get into the current BTC situation. And you can see what I've got going on here. This is BTC on the 2 hours, so it's a little bit noisy. I just wanted to show you my liquidity zones here using Chart Prime at the moment. It's tying in beautifully to my liquidation heat map that I'm using as well as a guide. So I'm using those levels there for our upside zones that we can pay attention to. So for me, if we do push higher now on BTC, now we can see we've just had a reversal now in the last couple of minutes. But if we do start pushing higher, danger zone for me, 98,300. That type of region here is a trouble zone. So any pumps into that zone, looking for that rejection. But I see we're falling over right now as we go. Okay, so while things are turning over, let's take a look here at some levels to the downside. So as you can see, we popped off our first hot zone from this morning. This was our 94,800 zone. This was VWAP. This was 0.5. This was horizontals in play. Now we are drifting down. So what are we going to watch right now? I would say 95,600. That is going to be a level here today. Let's watch this one now while we drift into that zone. Is my long about to get stopped out from this morning? I mean, this is going to be incredible. Okay, so 95,600. Let's watch that zone. Then we're going to watch our lows again. 94, call it 94,800. And don't forget, we've still got this liquidity just a little bit lower to that side. So that is what I'm playing in now over the next 12 hours or so. Let's see how we go in the next hour. If we need to readjust things, we're going to look at these levels again. But that is what you need for now, as far as I'm concerned. And then here is my prime XBT. So I grabbed the long off the hot zone this morning. Typical little long off our little hot zone there. Now we've pumped up, and now, I mean, are these guys going to come and end me here? Let me just bang out a stop. I'm just going to put my stop underneath those lows here. If they are going to come and end me, we're not going to get rinsed completely there after basically a full day's work. Okay, sitting in these zones. Okay, so we're going to get stuck into tons of things today, guys. Let's cover what is going on out there. And if you weren't one of the casualties, well, congratulations, because I think a lot of guys got hurt here in the last 24 hours. Look at this. Wrecked longs, 350 million. Wrecked shorts, 170 million. I can bet you a lot of those were XRP traders, guys trying to short XRP. Shorting XRP yet, Ray? Or are we waiting?
No, yeah, still waiting.
I think we wait. My current theory is everybody's trying to short it, so it's gonna keep going higher. I'm dying to see what some of our indicators have to say about that. Chaos, if you want to get out some XRP ready there for us, and we're going to talk about the XRP heat in a second. Now, the fear and greed index is back at 80 again, manageable. It's not too overcooked at the moment. It is. I mean, they are calling it extreme greed here, but 80 we can deal with. Okay, so not too bad at the moment. And then a reminder: Bitcoin records the biggest monthly candle in history. this thing is looking absolutely brutal. If you really just zoom out and forget about the noise in between what's happening day to day, if you really just zoom out and look what's happened this month alone on Bitcoin, you can really see the benefits of being patient in this market. Now, I mean, we've all had this type of situation. Who's going to be the guys buying the top? Who are the guys who are going to dare buy that 99? Are they going to buy that 100K? And are they going to need some kind of counseling? So you can see it must be terrifying. If it's your first buy and you're coming in at 99K to buy BTC, you must feel exactly like this guy. But I must tell you, I wouldn't worry. Okay? Cryptos are us telling us there's a supply shock is imminent. Okay, 94% of all BTC in existence has been mined. Only 1.2 million left. Okay, and I mean, that's pretty bullish. But like we know who keeps buying these things. Okay, I still don't know if this is good for the market or not. Okay, I think long term this might actually be a problem for the market if 𝗏𝗏𝗡𝗨 and MicroStrategy owns like so much BTC. Surely that becomes something to be a little bit concerned about. But anyway, that's another debate for another time. But he's bought another 15,400 BTC. The man doesn't stop. He's like a Bitcoin ATM at the moment. He keeps buying his stuff. And then just a couple of things happening this week. I wouldn't say it's a super exciting week, but we do have Powell speaking on Wednesday, so that is interesting. We've got payrolls Wednesday, ISM PMI Wednesday. So these are things that can move that S&P, and we haven't looked at it in the last while. And I must say, I know I said I wanted to short this thing at the 2618, but it just feels like I'm going to jump in front of a freight train if I start trying to look for shorts here on the S&P, even though we finally reached our target after much waiting. I mean, we've been looking for this target probably when we were down here. This was in October. We were hunting these targets. We are finally here at the 2618, and this thing just looks absolutely relentless to me. So I'm not going to even waste any efforts here trying to short this thing. Let it do what it needs to do. Okay, bull market conditions, it must just grind. Okay, we'll look for longs, and the next time we get a nice dip on that S&P, I'm going to prefer to just look for some longs there. I'm not going to get in the way of this freight train while it's in this type of mood. So waiting on that one. Remember, I wanted to tee this up on Prime XBT, because on Prime XBT you can trade the S&P, you can trade gold, you can trade silver, you can trade oil, all those things. All you do is just send crypto, and you can even trade forex on these guys. So I've been itching for an S&P trade, but I'm gonna just turn this one down for now. We'll deal with a long when we get a chance. Now, guys, this is on everybody's lips, and again, it's on my lips, and I can't believe it. I can't believe it's still on my lips. I've been calling this thing a dusty for 4 years. Okay, this XRP has been properly irritating. Okay, we've watched people suffer in XRP for years, and now all of a sudden this thing has finally taken off. And Altcoin Daily telling us it's more popular than crypto according to Google Trends. Look at the search here. They've gone and they searched crypto and they searched XRP. Look at the search for XRP at the moment. This is insane as to what is going on, and this is obviously driving that price up. And I was saying yesterday, I'm getting messages out of the woodwork from random people talking about XRP. I've got people telling me how XRP is going to $15 by 2026. I don't even know where to look anymore. There's so much XRP-ism happening right now, and it's not stopping. Here's 𝗟𝗏𝗟𝗟𝗟𝗏 telling us that Wisdom Tree Funds officially files an S1 with the SEC for an XRP spot ETF. So this news just keeps coming in. They've joined Bitwise, they've joined 21 Shares, Canary Funds. The XRP train is running, but it's going to be pleasurable when it eventually falls over and we do catch that short. So I can assure you, we are hunting that short. When the timing is right, we're going to get it. Okay, we're going to make sure we get some of this XRP, because at some point this thing falls over and somebody is going to be buying the top of this guy. Now, Cointelegraph telling us XRP flips USDT's market cap. Okay, it's now the third biggest crypto in the world. Okay, and Russell says he bought XRP at 319. Russell, you're about to break even, bro. It's coming. The more people try and short this thing, the closer you are going to get to breaking even there. So that is an absolute banger. And then this was an absolute banger. And now you really got to watch the way crypto moves so fast. Remember how we go AI, gaming, RWA, meme coins. We just flip these narratives all day long. Well, it's exactly the same as this situation. Here's Lark Davis telling us last week, okay, watch this guy, the ETH holder watching all the Sol players, okay, absolutely ripping. Now, the tables have turned. The Sol guys are doing the same to XRP. And it's insane what is happening here. We literally just keep longing the top of XRP, and it just keeps going up and up and up. So we were looking at XRP on the weekend yesterday. We were just breaking through this zone. Now we have new confirmed major support for XRP. That is $2. Okay, whoever's been holding, look at this. From November 2020, you rode this thing all the way here. You rode this thing for 4 years for nothing. Okay, absolutely nothing. The opportunity cost on everything else by holding that XRP absolutely killed you. But look how you are benefiting now. And I got to say, I mean, I want to give you guys a round of applause for holding on and having that conviction. I actually can't believe this thing has pumped 430%. And again, I just keep longing the top of XRP, and it keeps printing. Here is my XRP scalp long from earlier today. This thing just keeps going. Whenever I see it's at the top, I just go long, and it just goes more. And at the moment, we're just going to ride this thing higher. So I'm going to show you guys how you can play this thing on a lower time frame. So basically, we can play this thing and we can dance until the music stops. Okay, at some point, we know the music is going to stop for XRP, but this was the setup I was looking at yesterday on Sunday, and these are the 15-minute candles, and we can do the exact same thing again with XRP. Whenever we get a little breakout, whether it's a trend break or a horizontal break, we can trade that breakout. We can bang our stops under the breakout candles or the previous lows when you get that breakout, and then you take some risk on, obviously, when you get that breakout. But look, at the moment, it's just rewarding guys that are playing these breakouts on XRP. So long may it continue, and we're going to keep riding this thing until it stops. So what you can do now that we've moved on to our next level, you take your fibs from the lows to the highs, and then you just want to identify a couple of hot zones here now to the downside, and let's see where we can get a little bit of degen support. So we can see immediately our main support is going to be 2.47. So anybody trading XRP now on a degen basis, 2.47, that is going to be your big horizontal that you're going to watch. So if we do start rolling over here, that is where you can look for a degen play, 2.47. And then alternatively, you can see we've got a bit of an indecision happening here at the moment. You can see we've rejected quite hard, then we pumped quite hard of this zone. So I would say extreme degen level 2.61. Okay, so if you drop into that zone, 2.61, just play safe because they can come and take that candle out relatively quickly. So my high conviction degen play, 2.46. Watch that. Look for that bounce in that zone. And then much lower conviction degen play, 2.62 is where it's at for you, absolute degens. Okay. And then the main guys, the guys holding the spots for the lower leverage plays, the patient players, 2 is your current major support that you're going to be watching for XRP. So there we go. XRP is Chaos. What are we looking at? I'm assuming we've broken the indicators. I mean, there's no ways these indicators can sustain this type of heat. So just show me, are they blowing up your screen here?
Yeah, bring my screen up, man. I mean, it's absolutely smashed us smithereens. I mean, look at this though. Look at this call. When you got in on this buy, we're up 400%, man. Unbelievable. So, but needless to say, the trade was good. But look at this. So it's, I mean, what can I tell you? It's been overbought multiple times. It refuses to really come down. It keeps making a series of higher highs. These sort of resistance bands, if you like, the channels, it's just living in it. Yeah, the whole point is it's supposed to bounce between them for normal price action. You can see how compressed all of this is just compared to how far we come. So, you know, this is a fantastic this is a superb oscillator.
I mean, look at that money flow coming in there.
Yeah, man, look, there's so much cash that's flowed into this. The oscillator is incredible. The trade that it gave us was unbelievable. We are 400% up if you went in here, but where it's going to stop, I literally can't tell you. I was actually under the impression that we may get a pullback. All the signs were there, overbought, the reversal point, you know, the VWAP as well. But look at it, it just keeps going. So all I can say, guys, is the way to play this. Okay, let's not, as salty as we might be about XRP and whatever, it's printing money. Okay, and as long as retail is here, and you can see retail's coming in, there's new money coming in here on XRP, and as long as we can trade these breakouts, just keep playing. Just as the music's playing, you keep dancing. Okay, at some point we're going to get that short opportunity. It's probably going to be a rejection, then a bounce, and that retest
of some kind of resistance, then we can start looking for the shorts. But just be patient. Right now, I'm hunting breakouts on XRP. If the market's going to give us money, I'm going to take it. Okay, so let's take it. Let's dance while the music is on, and we keep on going. I see 𝗏𝗪𝗍𝗔𝗏 says, I'm late for the show. Just smash the like as my entry zone for the Lord of Entries. Yes, sir. And don't forget to join us at Chart Hackers as well, guys. And if you're enjoying the content, hit the like, hit the bell. You know what to do. Hit the subscribe. Our likes bouncer is back. Okay, he had a short break, but he's back. He's back in town. Okay, let's get into a couple more things here. Let's go. So XRP, you know the drill. You know what we're playing at the moment. BTC, okay, you've got my levels here. You got my long, and that is what I've got cooking for me. Now, let's talk alt season. Now, we spoke about this yesterday on the show. Those of you that watched the show, I was saying, look, these things are getting a little bit overcooked here for us, and we need to be careful. But now this thing is officially moving into the altcoin season band. So as far as this chart or this graph is concerned, we are now into altcoin season. Okay, now let's look at some of the other information we have that can confirm this or not confirm this. So yesterday, one of my concerns was on Bitcoin dominance. Now, this is dominance on the weekly. Remember what we need for alt season. We need dominance to basically be in a straight line, just dripping down. Now, my concern was we were sitting on that 200-day MA. Now, that 200-day moving average is this blue line here. That's generally a strong support. You can see how this is support for us going over the last couple of weeks. Now, if we close under this, that is going to further bolster a potential alt season here for us. So if we get a candle close, now it's the first day of the week. Okay, it is Monday, so give it some time. And but right now we have breached the 200-day MA, so that is a good start for us. Now, if dominance continues to drop lower down, the next bounce zone where you need to be cautious on these altcoins is going to be this region over here. This is our major weekly support level. You can see I've got a ton of weeklies in the zone. So 54%, if we do drift into 54%, look for that dominance bounce. Okay, that is where you need to just take the foot off the gas again with some of these altcoins. That becomes your danger zone. So every time you see dominance moving onto major support, that is where you need to just be careful with your altcoins. You need to watch what is going on. But, you know, nice little move here, considering that BTC fell over and dominance still managed to come down a little bit. It means your altcoins didn't get as wrecked as they could have. Now, you saw those liquidations, and I'm sure some of you sitting in tight 20x, 10x leverage trades felt a lot of heat here. Now, imagine if dominance was pumping when that was happening, then you would know what it really feels like. And that is my only concern here. And we've been around this market for long enough, okay, to know what these guys like to do out of nowhere. Okay, you might be feeling euphoric and we could be getting a pump, something like that, literally out of nowhere. While you're in the kitchen making a cup of tea, they're going to reverse this market, and out of nowhere, you're going to get a 20% flush or 30% flush. It's going to clean everybody out, and then they're going to send it straight back up. And that is the one thing that I'm a little bit concerned about here at the moment. And that is also why I'm not going full degen aping into everything at the moment. Now, we're also using a lot of these charts as a guide for us, and again, step by step. So now here is our total 3 on the weekly. Remember, total 3 is the whole market excluding Bitcoin and ETH. And you can see yesterday, just like dominance was on support, total 3 was at resistance. Now we have popped through our next zone, and just like we're looking for dominance to drop to the next level, we're looking for total 3 to pop to the next level. So that is going to be our next potential rejection zone now. So now that we've cleared that area, let's watch out. The next danger zone is a little bit higher at 1.13 trillion is what we're going to watch. And then as far as dominance concerned, just a reminder, they will probably tie in together. If they do hit those zones, that dominance is going to be 54.4% is what you're going to be watching there. So both of them have now crossed over some boundaries here. Let's see if they can hold a little bit for now. Okay, and then Ben Cowan telling us ETH Bitcoin is still following a familiar pattern. It tends to find renewed strength starting in December or January based on historical observations. Now, this is actually very interesting because we saw there's 2 major ETH BTC support levels that I'm watching. One of them is the trend that we've already bounced off, and the other one is the potential reversal to a little bit lower on a major weekly level that we have for you. But if this chart is going to play out, he's basically calling the bottom here on ETH BTC, which is obviously a great sign here for alt season. And that takes us back to this chart actually starting to play out for us. So things are looking more positive than negative right now, other than the fear of some 20% flush out in the market, which could be a reality. So again, my strategy, as always, while the music is on, we carry on dancing. But what do? We have our spot bags, we have our margin trades, We have our short-term leverage trades where we're taking profits, and then we have a couple that we want to let run where we can add and we can grow size. We don't mind getting round trips on those, because if we do, that's okay. We have another go. But those are the ones that are really going to print us money, the ones that we can add to along the way when the market explodes. So make sure you have a nice mix of strategies here for you guys. And NZ Danny saying risk management, I concur. And Cryptonic saying AI tech is ready to explode. Guys, that's a banger. That AI tech's a proper banger. And I've been covering it for a while for you guys. Okay, so let's go just ETH BTC. So you can see Ben Cowan's tweet. And these were the two big levels that I was talking about. So this was our macro trend that we were looking at. Nice bounce off this zone. And remember, this is my game plan. So remains to be seen if this is going to happen. But if that happens, obviously we're going to have misery in the alt market. But this is still locked in for me. Let's see. Okay, if we're going to get this reversal now, is that going to play out? I think short-term pain, then we could get hurt on some of these alts. But then I think long-term gain is what we're going to be looking at. Now, before we jump into a couple more charts here, 𝗏𝗏𝗄s has got Popcat, and he's got IMX, I believe. He's looking at Brett for me as well. What else do you have in store for us there, sir?
Bonk, Popcat, Solana, Litecoin.
Oh yes, Litecoin, guys. Okay, we're gonna do some Litecoin for you guys too. So that is coming in hot. Okay, so let's talk ETH. And just a reminder here, no changes on ETH for me. This is ETH on the daily, and we're consolidating. I mean, we're consolidating a bit in the zone, but again, for me, I want to see a hard pullback. If I want to add to my ETH position, I want to see big pullbacks to those types of zones. I'm just trying to be patient here. I don't want to FOMO. And again, we're using oscillators, and there's tons you can use, but this is our chart prime oscillator, and we're using this as a guide, and this is telling me, you know, there's a bit of divergence here. Again, just a reminder, we've got price going higher. We've got oscillator turning lower. There's signs here, daily divergence. Sometimes it takes a while to play out. Give it some time, but it could be a little bit overcooked for now, and it could be looking to reverse. So my high conviction play, just waiting, but happy to hunt a scalp here or there if we get one. So just a reminder, ETH traders, no changes on the levels. 3,400, 3,200, and 3,000 are the big ones for me. That's where the limit orders are waiting. That is where I'm looking for some action if we do get that move down. And Bojan says, Dylan on the Dusties, everyone falling in love with the Dusties again. Guys, if they're printing us money, you know what? We say thank you so much, and we say thanks to retail for arriving back and coming to pump their old bags, because that's all they know. Remember, these guys don't know what TON is. They don't know what all these other new tokens are. They're just pumping the old shit. I mean, even SHIB. Did you guys notice how SHIB started moving this weekend? That thing started printing for us as well. Who would have thought that SHIB would be on my lips again? Okay, ever again. Now, a couple of problems in Sol land. Okay, as you can see, Pump Fund weekly revenue dropped 66%. Now, we know the meme coins are a massive Sol driver. Now, if Sol loses some of the meme coin action, then, you know, sometimes it fades. Now, we've seen ETH is, we've got the NFTs picking up. Now, are the ETH NFTs going to come and start driving ETH again? So that is something to start watching. But we've been calling this Sol looking a bit bearish now for the last week or so. We've been calling Sol being a bit bearish. So I just want to go in detail for you guys now. I want to show you a weekly, and I want to show you a lower time frame chart just so you get the same picture here. So big levels for me on Sol. 200 is what you're watching, weekly zone. Then I've got 190 for you, also nice and bullish there. 200, 190, and I really don't want to go to 170. 170 is going to absolutely bleed. Okay, it's going to hurt my Sol position, but these are the big ones. If we look at the weekly chart, these are the levels. It might even be a quick wick to those types of areas. So make sure, if you missed buying spot on Sol, if you missed your margin entries on Sol, make sure you are prepped and ready. Get your stink bids ready. 190, 170, you never know. You get a quick wick down there, they're going to ping those areas, and then it's going to absolutely rip from those zones. So just make sure you are prepped and ready for these moments. Now, okay, this looks a bit chaotic, but I wanted to show you guys this because we called this long in Chart Hackers earlier today. So those of you that remember, I've moved to the new Discord, the Chart Hackers, and this was a long that I called earlier today in my channel. And basically, I was looking for a Sol bounce in this region. Now, there were a couple of reasons we were going to get a Sol bounce. Number one, our oscillator on the 4-hour was starting to reverse. Okay. Number two, we had our quantum reactor, which was in line with our VWAP as well. Then we had our 382 and our horizontal. So we knew that there was kind of a hot zone for Sol. And that was where we were going to get some kind of bounce. Now, obviously, these lows, we can't always say the bottom is in, but we do know we can get a relief rally if we pay attention to these hot areas and these types of zones. So that is what I was hunting today there for all the hackers. And nice little reaction so far on Sol. So anybody, hackers that are watching this, no changes. Yeah, our upside target is 232. Okay, we're still looking at that one. So it could be a short-term little bounce before they send us lower. If we do go higher, no changes there, 248 before we potentially go a little bit lower. Now, I'm keen to hear Chaos's thoughts, because you can see here on the 4 hour, we've got our head and shoulders, and this has now started playing out. But we know in crypto, you quite often don't get the full head and shoulders play out. They tend to front run these things quite a bit. But I'm keen to see what Chaos has in store for us here on Sol. Are you sending us to zero, or are we bouncing here soon?
It's a bit of both. If you grab my screen, I'll show you what I'm looking at right now. So the head and shoulders obviously is a bit of a concern. Okay. The thing is, there are two scenarios that can play out here. Now, the thing that excites me the most about Solana, especially using this amazing new set of indicators that we've got, they're just so good. Here's the thing, right? So the oscillator, we've made our way back down, as you'd expect. We've the same reversal that you called. There was an up reversal. We obviously made our turn. This is where you called it earlier. Now, the thing that really interests me is this quantum reactor. Now, you briefly spoke about it. What you didn't sort of say was that price action often, once we finally break through, it often likes to test it, okay? And we revisit the line, it's gone grey again, it pushed up through, it's bounced off it again for a really great reaction. And now we're on the line as we speak. So realistically, for the next few hours, this is the time when we will see.
Critical.
If it does that, and this goes grey, let me get rid of that. If it does push through, and we bounce back up and we get the next bounce, you know, we could potentially be looking at this again, which is a really great move. So we are literally at that point now where we're back on the quantum reactor. You know, the point that you mentioned is actually at the bottom of this kind of wedge, if you like, what was the number you said? Sorry,
I've got on 220, and then I've got 210 and 197.
Okay. So look, I've got 212 roughly. If you sort of follow it down, 210, something like that. What wouldn't be out of the question is if the head and shoulders kind of did that and it lined up with picking up these orders, and then we recovered this quantum reactor, and then we got the move. So it is really critical right now to see what happens in the next couple of 4 hour candles. I would hope we give it that. That would be my preferred choice.
So, I mean, as you guys can see, this quantum reactor has acted as support for a hell of a long time. So we don't want to now start turning bearish where we're closing under that thing. It could be a miserable couple of weeks here for Sol traders. I mean, it might not be across the board because we know Sol took off early. So Sol was overheated early before everything else started running. But it could just tell us that Sol might want to cool down there a little bit. So it's going to be a tough hold. Okay, but you guys get the picture. So the weekly chart, you get your main weekly levels on Sol, then short-term degen levels 220. That's what we're working with at the moment. Then Chaos is talking 210 or 212, and then 197. Okay, so just to show you here on my charts, guys, these are the levels. Now remember, all of these charts that you see on the show go directly into the Chart Hackers Discord after the show. In fact, Ray's probably pumping them in there right now for you guys. So just watch the show for context so you know what I'm talking about. But all these charts you see, you're not missing out. If you are in the Chart Hackers, you will see what is what there for you guys. Okay, so that is my game plan. And the hackers, we gave them a long here at about 220, 221. That was the long zone we were looking at on Sol. Dipped into 221.6. Okay, nice little push up there. Let's see if that continues. And then a couple of my trades that I've got cooking on here before we get some more chaos action. So let's talk. Brett absolutely melted faces this weekend, and I couldn't bring myself to close that Brett long. So all I did was open a short at the top as a hedge. So you can see this Brett long absolutely pumped now. It's a $38,000 long, and we had 9,500. It actually peaked at 17,000. Now I'm kicking myself. I actually should have just closed that thing, but I opened the short. There's a head short there. Then my Matic Poly, that Matic trade we've been watching for the last 10 days, that is finally starting to move. So I've got a nice size position there. If there is a bit of energy, there's a bonk trade here that I dropped in hackers as well today. Bonk reversal. I just said I was taking a bonk long off a level. We're going to talk about bonk for you guys. There's 𝗬𝗪, no changes on 𝗬𝗪. And then 𝗬𝗥𝗑 is an outperformer today. Look at that. 𝗬𝗥𝗑 is starting to take off again for us. And then you can see I'm short Litecoin. We're going to talk about Litecoin now in a second as to my thoughts behind it. And also, I do think there's some upside targets coming on Litecoin, but I think a nice little hedge play at the moment that we're going to look at. So let's get into bonk, because 𝗏𝗏𝗄, I also need your opinion on bonk here, because I've got two thoughts. One of them is we are short-term potentially looking for a bounce on bonk off this hot zone, and you can see we've reacted already. But then bigger picture, I still feel we can get a long on bonk at 34, 345, those type of levels. I just want to see where you are, where your head's at on these guys.
Okay, cool. So with bonk, I've drawn a slightly different trend line, actually. I'm going to delete it in a second. I just wanted the guys to see that we're kind of in an uptrend until this point from here. Let me just get rid of this. There you go. Okay, so just really to take slightly further with the quantum reactor, when we're below the quantum reactor and it's red and we've got a sell, essentially we're bearish. Okay, then what happens is we get the buy signal. It goes grey while it's a neutral point. Then it pushes above, like I said on the last coin, and we essentially get our bullish action, right? What we've done now is we've actually pushed below. Now, what's interesting, once again, Dill, critical time, it's grey. We've got the, the RSI is really low. It's made a turn, and cash flow looks quite nice. At this point, we need to see if we can recover this, and it goes green again. Because if you look here, we had a bit of grey, then it went green. Now it's gone grey. What I'm really looking for is proper decision. And if we get another, if it pushes through and we turn green, then we do get our move. Alternatively, if we start to use this as resistance and then it turns red, well, then we get the next move, and then that might be where your 34 comes into play.
Yeah, look, I mean, the way I'm seeing this here was a short-term bounce off the 1 hour, maybe the 4 hour. I mean, if you see your oscillator there, it's also a possible reversal. Ideally, we want to see some divergence there, but it is in a zone here. So guys, if you're interested in bonk, okay, watch this 0040 zone. Okay, watch that as your support now for today, because that is actually, let me just pull this up, that is actually a rising trend here, and there's a couple of signs that could say short-term bounce, but I'm not expecting the world out of this thing. If we do push higher, I'm not expecting too much. Maybe this trend, maybe that horizontal, and then I am looking for that downside. Now you can see I've got a big zone here to the downside, and if we take a look at the 12 hour, I just want to show you these some of these oscillators are pretty overcooked. Like this one still wants to turn over and head a little bit lower there for us on the 12 hour. And let's see our daily. Our daily is still heading down. Okay, and it's actually crossing below the center here. So it could be turning a little bit more bearish for us. So I'm a little bit apprehensive on bonk. That's why it's a small position trade there, and it's a scalp trade. I want to see if we can get some momentum there. Then there's potentially something. And then just to show you, here's our rising trend in play. So as long as we're holding that rising trend, we can remain bullish. So if we do start pushing higher, and we can churn that way. But if we lose that trend, okay, that is where things start turning a bit bearish for us. We typically get that loss of trend, then we'll have a fake bounce, and then we're going to be looking for longs at this 345 level. Okay, so bonk traders, I think just be patient. If you are trading this thing at the moment, small positions, don't ape. Okay, we can always get momentum later. The biggest mistake traders make in these types of conditions, we've had like a few days, things have been pumping, you've been making lots of money, and now the market reverses a bit, and then you start automatically opening the same size positions, getting the same aggressiveness, and like really trying to push, and then you start wondering why it's not working out for you. And there's always a thing here: read the room, read the conditions at the moment, try and understand your bigger picture as to what is going on here, and take foot off the gas. When the momentum comes back, we add again, then we press. But right now, you just play it safe, let it do what it needs to do, and keep one eye down that tunnel. If there's a light at the end of the tunnel, you want to make sure it's not a train coming at you to come and flush you out. So just watch out there, guys. So play safe, and remember, leverage trading can be brutal, but obviously very rewarding. Okay, 𝗏𝗏𝗄, Litecoin. This guy, Crypto Bullet, says, I think it's time to finally pay attention to Litecoin. It's trying to break out. Okay, the most obvious target zone for him is 233 to 280. Okay, let's go. Let's take a look at this this Litecoin. I can see it's broken out of a major accumulation range. So to its credit, there is something going on here. just my thoughts. Okay, targets. Yes, I agree. We can start pushing these types of levels to the upside. But how do we get there is going to be the question. So there's a level there of interest to me. And then we've also got that zone there. Okay, so I agree with this guy's targets. I think it is possible. And I think it's a good start that it's broken out of this horizontal. But for me, okay, I'm smelling that. Okay, I'm smelling this problem here. I'm keen to see what you have here for me.
Smelling the problem. I like it.
Oh,
okay, it does. I mean, the first thing to notice that this signal was a 75% move so far, which is great. It's been a great trade. I'm not in this, but I do have this since forever. So with this one, obviously, Quantum Reactor is green. Whilst we're above, we're going to keep being long. Okay. At this point, we've had a few overboughts where obviously it's pressed down. Same again, okay, same again, but not so much. Obviously, this was quite a small move. This was a nice move, and then this was a nice move. At this point, we've just had another overbought that's printed, okay, and obviously some reversals. So what's going to happen? Potentially, we may get one of these again, and if we do, you know, then we'd expect it to look something like this. Anything down to the line where it will bounce off is bullish, in my opinion. So it would appear we're due a pullback just like quite soon. If you look back at Litecoin, it's responded really nicely to the previous OBs. So
that is what I liked. Yeah, and DJ and Dave dropped a short in Hackers today. So that is why I jumped into that Litecoin short there, and it makes sense to me. So even if we're targeting 110, even 99, those types of levels, I think that's quite reasonable here. If there is going to be some kind of pullback, where's your reactor? What is that sitting at?
So at this point, we're at 89. By the time it's met the price action, you're going to be somewhere in the region of $100, give or take. So yeah 20% move.
Okay, so guys, this is the play. Okay, you know, I'm sitting in this this hedge Litecoin short here. You can see what's going on. Okay, if the market is going to fall over, nice to have a couple of shorts available. So if you are long on everything, okay, it's nice. You know, for me, it's not for everybody, but for me, I like to have a couple of shorts running. You know, if the market does fall over, those shorts are going to pay for my stops on some of the longs, and they're going to help me feel comfortable on the way down. Because while we're dropping down, we're printing money. Okay, so it's nice. You can print money on the way down. So Litecoin head short in play, and remember, some of these head shorts, let them pump out. Okay, it means you net long and everything is cooking through, and it's a pleasure. But when it turns over, it really saves your ass. Okay, so 111 here for me on Litecoin. Okay, that's a zone, and then 99, that's a zone. Do I think Litecoin can go higher? Yes. On the back of what we've seen with XRP, ADA, all of these other tokens, I believe retail can come in and pump the shit out of this thing this December. Okay, December, January, I think they can. Okay, can you imagine uncles and aunties at the Christmas dinner table? Remember Litecoin? Remember that Litecoin? They're going to come, okay? And it's on their apps, you know? It's all on their apps, the old tokens. It's on their apps. They're going to buy it. Okay, so Litecoin upside targets, 134, and then I've got 230, and I've got 200, and call it 280, okay? Let's see if that plays out right now. You know, if we look at these oscillators here, every time we've hit these types of levels, we have had some kind of interim pullback. Okay, so it's there. Okay, the information is here every time we've done it. The last 3 times we've printed this sign over there, we have had some kind of drift lower. Again, it doesn't have to be every time, but the information is here, and we're going to use what we have in front of us. Now, somebody was getting edgy here in the chat saying, where's Popcat? Who was asking for Popcat here in the chats? I'm reading the chats here, guys, while we're talking. I can see everything. I can see everything here from you guys. Baldwin's talking about Moodeng, and somebody was getting edgy about Popcat, saying he needs to go. There, Window Wicker, Popcat, bro, I got to roll. Okay, let's talk Popcat for Window Wicker, guys. Everybody, stop for Window Wicker. I got you, bro. Let's go. Let's go straight into Popcat. Now, here's my Popcat situation. Okay, I'm building a massive conviction situation here on Popcat, and right now, it's $34,000, okay? And more of my limit orders have started hitting on the way down. And I've got more buyers now, 1.01 and 0.89. I've got buy orders sitting here waiting to grab more Popcat. Now, I might be absolutely insane for what I'm trying to do here, but what I'd like to do is eventually try and just grow this position and ride it down with the market. So we got a nice size, we've accumulated buys all the way down, and then we get some kind of reversal. So in a perfect world, we're going to reverse around about the 80 level on Popcat, but this is the current deal. So I'm trying to build a high conviction play here. Never mind the spot bags that I'm sitting on this thing. Okay, so looking for some Popcat action. Now, let me just show you what is going on with Popcat. So Mocho is talking about from here till 1.68, Popcat will be driven by liquidations. So do to you a favor and long with me. Okay, so he believes there's a lot of liquidations higher up on Popcat. And then this guy also had a lot to say about Popcat. He says institutional bridge forming, Popcat trading on KuCoin Spot, Binance Perps, Coinbase and Robinhood listings are pending. Whale concentration increasing at 1.22. Yeah, okay, the information's there. I mean, I'm locked and loaded on this Popcat, so there's no turning back now for me. So I'm in this thing. And what I want to just give you is the current setup. So you can see what's happened here. We've had a big sell-off over the last while. And Popcat, to be fair, Popcat has been pretty disappointing to me over the last bit. And we've already had a 48% dip on Popcat. Now, I'm calling it a dip because it's a meme coin. 48% is a small dip in a meme world. And right now, we've dropped into our first hot zone. So you can see we've had a nice reaction in our first hot zone here on Popcat, this 1.08 to about 1.03 zone. That's a hot zone for me. So ping that hot zone. I had more buy orders there. They have now grabbed. Then I've got one more hot zone lower down for Popcat, 0.846. So call it 0.85. Why do I like this? 618 macro 618 pool. Okay. Nice horizontal cluster here for us. 200-day moving average. If we do drift down there, I'd like to say we get some kind of reaction in that zone. Okay. It's going to be pretty uncomfortable if we start drifting lower. I'm going to have to funnel margin into this thing, and it's going to get spicy. Chaos, tell me what you see there, boss. Let's see what you have.
I've got it.
Talk to me.
Okay, cool.
Am I going to hell?
I think actually you're going to be all right. Okay, so what I've basically got here is I've just loaded up a different part of this indicator. It's not the quantum reactor. This is the dynamic reactor. Here's Ray. What does Ray want? Got the dynamic.
Somebody in the comments said they're not liking this until they see Ray. Well, there's
Smash the likes, guys. Smash the likes. I'm here. I'm working. Smash the likes. Let's go.
Baby.
Let's go. I'll see you in Chart Hackers shortly.
Nice.
Okay,
nice.
Go.
Okay, cool. So I've highlighted two zones that I'm really interested in. This first one starts at 94, and then the second one is starting down at 71. It's going to feel pretty bad if we get down there. Yeah. Anyway, so look, that being said, we've got a beautiful, oh, there we go. Oversold. Sorry, I've got to move the mouse. Oversold just appearing here. It keeps getting hidden. We've got a lovely reversal point. The RSI is literally flipped. The money flow's looking great. So there is potential that this may well be some sort of reversal point. It depends if we get the opposite of one of these, which is, of course, one of these. So assuming we get some sort of buy, I would like to then see us break through the dynamic reactor, use it as support, and then start our next move. I think ultimately there's a long coming. Looking at the charts, just taking everything off for a second, it's not hard to see that we have lost this level and we've lost this. And we're losing this. It's wicked and it's come back. There is every possibility that we will see that. So, again, it's a flip of the coin at the minute. Will we get the dip now, or will we?
What is that dip zone there?
So 94, 95, give or take. Okay. There's a strong.
I can work with it.
Yeah, there's a strong area. You must have a buy order in there, I guess.
I've got buy orders at. I've used my levels for these things. I've got 1.01 and 0.89. That is where I've got limit orders waiting.
Okay.
Send us to Valhalla or hell, basically. I mean, that's Popcat. So, guys, there you go. There's your Popcat situation. Hopefully, you stick around now because there's more for you. What was that guy's name that wanted Popcat there so urgently? I see Steve has got his. He says his Popcat hurts. Okay, guys, there's lots going on here. I've still got a couple of entries. I think I've got an entry coming for you on Fetch as well. That is around the corner. I just want to update you a couple of things. Now, my bots, they're busy cooking. Okay, these are the bots we've got going on in the school that I've launched, and then also in Chart Hackers, we've got this automation and the bots going on here. You can see my Sui bot putting me under pressure, 196 down, but my Cas bot, what a banger, 440, and my Soul bot, 181 up, and my Mew bot, which is my other pussy bot, is 38 up at the moment. So I'm playing around with these bots. I keep adding new and playing around. We're gonna keep going, but remember, all of this is available in Chart Hackers, and if you want, you can do this all in the school and get a lesson on this stuff. So let me just show you what is going on. It's Cyber Monday. Okay, this is the Cyber Monday special for you guys to take part in my school. So my school launched last week, and basically what it covers for you guys is all the TA that you see, me talking about these hot zones, all this action, that's in that school for you. Then on top of that, all these indicator things that you can see 𝗨𝗏𝗄𝗧 playing with, the oscillators that I'm using, all these things, that is in the school as well. It teaches you how to use that in confluence with regular TA. It's about building confidence for your trading. It's about building you guys up. And there's the link that Ray has dropped there for you guys. And then on top of that, if you do the school, you get the Chart Prime bundle, and you get the bundle to join the Chart Hackers Discord. Now, that Discord is my new Discord that we've just started a week ago. The welcome event is tonight, and we got everyone on board. The whole team is going to meet the community that's already there waiting for us. And the team members, 𝗨𝗏𝗄𝗧, DJ and Dave is in the house. We got the Chart Prime boss in the house, and obviously Ray is on the team there, and he's going to be doing some scalping and all sorts of stuff live for you guys in the Chart Hackers. So there's a lot going on in there, and if you want a piece of this action, all you need to do is go to the link under the show description. Okay, so go under the show, and you can see that Xcelerator School is the top on the list there. You're just going to click that Xcelerator School, and that is going to take you to where you need to go. Okay, there it is. And you ready? It's coming.
It's looking great. It's looking great.
Okay, well, yeah, there you go. Okay, so there's the Xcelerator School. So just click on that link underneath. It will take you through it. Then obviously the Chart Hackers Discord, if you're not in the school, you don't want to be in the school, you can join the Chart Hackers Discord on its own. But if you want to do the school later, then you'll have to get involved with some Chart Prime. Okay, so you can come just join our community if you want to hang out with us. And that is the Chart Hackers. Just use Black Friday as your coupon code. You're going to get a discount. So type in Black Friday. When you register, you will get a discount there exclusively now. It's going to end today, okay, for Cyber Monday, and then we are done. Now, let's talk NFTs. Did anyone notice NFTs have come alive again? Now, the daily NFT trading volume is up 10x in the past 30 days. Who would have thought NFTs were going to make a comeback, okay? And is NFT season around the corner, according to CoinGecko? They've been looking green for the last 7 days. Look at this. Crypto punks are up. Bored Ape Yacht Club is up 76%. Penguins are up 30%. These things are waking up, okay? So is it time to look at Ape? Is it time to look at Blur? Some of these NFT situations. So let's look at ApeCoin. 100 million TVL on ApeCoin at the moment. And this thing's looking relatively bullish for me. So this is ApeCoin on the weekly. And you guys will remember, I mean, we were calling this thing down here and just getting shocked every time it came to rinse us. There were unlocks, there was FUD, there was lots going on. But finally, this thing woke up the other day. We got a bullish retest where 200-day MA horizontals, and we haven't looked back since then. So right now, anybody trading ApeCoin, there's some interesting upside targets for you. The first one is going to be 2.5. I want to see this zone get taken out. 2.5 is a big one for me on ApeCoin. If this renewed vigor is going to continue, I expect 2.5 to get hit at some point. Now, I just want to give you some buy zones now. If you're looking to get involved in ApeCoin, you're looking for some of these upside targets, let's just give you some hot zones here. So the first one we can see is 1.35, and then lower down, absolute banger. Okay, this is where if you get that market pullback, make sure your alarms are on. Okay, make sure you are ready to react to these types of areas. If you get a flush out on the market, 1.166 on ApeCoin, that's your 50, that's your 618, that's your VWAP as well. That's a hot zone. 1.166 for me on ApeCoin, and then 1.35. Both of these are nice pullback zones that you're going to be watching. It could be a great spot trade. So you could look for something along these lines on Ape if you're looking for a spot play. Yes, Rainbow Ray, what's happening there?
The Ape Bitcoin chart on the weekly looks good too. It looks like it got above your moving averages. Looks like it wants to run.
That thing got absolutely rinsed versus Bitcoin.
Yeah.
So, I mean, everything did, but Ape even worse because it got so wrecked. But yeah, this could be a play for you guys. So there could be 100% move coming on ApeCoin, 94% that I'm looking at here. How do you do this? Well, buy zone 1.35. If they bleed you lower, 1.166. Buy in those zones. Okay, looking for that move. And if we do get this flush out on the market, what does this tell us? That's about a 21% dip from where we are now. Okay, so not an incredibly large flush, but a reasonable flush. So this would be great for spot traders or margin traders. If you want to take on some risk, just remember, if they do press it lower, you might be under a bit of pressure, and then you're going to be watching 0.933 as your next zone. But for me, as a bullish trade, 1.35, 1.166, and my target is 2.5 for 𝗡𝗡𝗅. So I think it's a player. Okay, his NFTs are coming back. Shit's going down with 𝗡𝗡𝗅, gaming narrative, NFTs. It's all happening there. And then what else can you buy? You can buy an NFT exchange. Where do people trade NFTs? If people are trading NFTs, there's fees getting made, and 𝗏𝗏 is one of the exchanges. Chaos. 𝗏𝗏 is an NFT trading platform. So if the energy picks up here, then this thing should start making money. And you can see there is a bit of renewed interest in 𝗏𝗏 at the moment. But basically, if you're looking for a trade here, there's a couple of upsides coming here that we can look at. So 𝗏𝗏, here's a nice little zone for you there, 0.48, nice little area. And then to the highs, I've got 0.80 on 𝗏𝗏, and you're going to treat this the same way as 𝗡𝗡𝗅. So ideally, look, I mean, this one is pretty much prepped for some kind of pullback in the market. So for me, I would rather wait. I wouldn't buy it here, especially on leverage. Okay, so what you want to see is 0.32 or 0.27. Those are your zones. That is where you want to try and accumulate this thing. And if you want to trade this 𝗏𝗏, look, NFTs coming back, it could be a banger. Okay, so that's typically going to look like that. And you can buy on those zones, 3233 and 268. You want to buy on those zones. First target is a 40% move at 477, and then you are going to be looking for that move. Okay, now that's when NFTs are going crazy again. 𝗏𝗏's making money, everybody's getting excited, and everything is pumping again. So nice 150% potentially on the table here for us. Something to watch. Do you believe in NFTs?
Not so much, but the blur chart is looking really hot. I don't know if you want me to show this one real quick. Yeah, this looks really, really hot. So obviously, if you zoom out, I just wonder if we can get some sort of cup and handle. Just zooming in a little bit, now that I've shown you that. Hold on. The 8 hour I was on. So there's obviously some divergence present, bearish, okay? There's overbought. We're literally facing down. We've made the reversal already. The fact that the quantum reactor's green, what would be really, really good if we actually used it as support to make our cup and handle, and then we got an absolute monster of a move that you just highlighted. That, to me, that looks pretty solid.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, it's gearing up for some kind of sweat out, some kind of pullback, but we can see that major support band. Yeah, I think guys, just be patient. We don't want to force everything. And like I'm saying, if the music's playing, yes, let's catch these breakouts, let's trade these things, but just be ready for when the market falls over, because it always comes when you least expect it. It's when you're feeling too relaxed about things, then they come for you. So again, I remind everybody while we're going on here today, take profits, okay? Have your multiple strategies at play and come join our community. We'll obviously guide you through that at the Chart Hackers. We'll look after you guys. And I see 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏's in the house as well. He says he's forgot NFTs ever existed. I mean, they were a bit ridiculous. Now, the Chart Hackers guys requested 2 charts today in our community there. One of them was 𝗍𝗏𝗟𝗍. So I just wanted to update for the Chart Hackers guys that wanted 𝗍𝗏𝗟𝗍. And we've got 0.95. This is going to be your support. 0.95. You can see this is a big zone there for me. So beautiful pullback so far. This is my first bull zone, 𝗍𝗏𝗟𝗍. And this has been a nice AI play. We've been talking about this one also on and off for 6 months. It's been a really nice play, and I suspect this has got more. So big zones, 95 for 𝗍𝗏𝗟𝗍 and 71, 715. Those are your buy zones. If you get that opportunity, that's where you take it. Okay, so just let it come to you. Be patient. You can see we've broken the highs. Okay, so that's a good start. So now, nothing wrong with a little pullback after we've broken the highs. We can just carry on with that trend. So we can see what happened here. We had a mega pullback there, and we can do the same thing again. Okay, so looking for something along those lines, also perfectly acceptable here. Obviously less acceptable if you are trading high leverage. Okay, but spot players, the patient few. Okay, look at that, 618 the last time. Let's see where 618 will take us. Well, you can see there's your 618. So if we hit 618 last time, what if we hit 618 again there? Okay, something like that. So that makes sense to me. So 𝗍𝗏𝗟𝗍 95 and 715 𝗍𝗏𝗟𝗍 traders. That looks good to me. And then another request from Chart Hackers. They wanted ENJ. Now, this is also a gaming hybrid token. Now, this is an old Dino coin, Chaos, an old slapper.
I forgot about that. That is an old slapper. I completely forgot about that.
It's an absolute old slapper. And Kevin's asking about link. Guys, we might have to do an emergency link chart in a second here. Okay, let's just cover ENJ. And let's see where we're going. Okay, so ENJ, it's moving with the market, whether it's an old dino coin or not. Who are we to judge? After HBAR, XRP, IOTA, all these other things start ripping, who are we to say anything? Okay, we just play what we see in front of us. So INJ, I've got some good upside targets for you guys. Target number 1 is going to be 3978, and then I've got 4699. So these are your upsides, 3978, 4699. Those are your hot ones. Key support that you need to watch. Look at that. Absolute banger here. Okay, that is a huge area there for me. So 0.267, that is a hot zone. ENJ traders, 267, that's a banger there. And then a little bit lower, 212. Those are where you get your limit orders. That is where you guys are waiting patiently for those things. And that is where we're going to cook. Geez, guys, there's lots of tokens coming through here. And NZ Danny, I updated 𝗬𝗡𝗅 today. I started adding all my charts into Chart Hackers today, all my high time frame charts. Let me show you quickly. You guys can see, what's potting in there. Let me just show you. They started coming through today. It was obviously so many, and I only got through about half of them here. But let me show you guys this. So here's Chart Hackers. Okay, so here's the general chat. Here's our traders chat. Here's our signals. You see DJ and Dave dropped a signal earlier today. Zeta, absolute banger. DJ and Dave, what a fucking legend. Absolutely ripping. There's the Zoom charts. So our live sessions start this week. So all the Zoom charts are going to go in there. Then live show charts, all the charts from the show, they're getting dropped here. And then here is my daily market update, okay, as to what's going on in the market there today. And then the trading setups. Here's this Sol bonk we looked at earlier today. There's a couple of things happening there. And then I've started my long-term charts, okay? They're all here for you guys. All these higher time frame levels, all the stink bid zones, all these charts you guys asking me for, I'm loading them up here in the Chart Hackers. They are waiting there for you guys. You can see I added 𝗨𝗏 today on the right with a couple of buy zones of interest. And you can see I've got 𝗬𝗢𝗟𝗟𝗢𝗪 there as well, a few buy zones there for you guys. So we're getting there slowly, okay? We're busy populating the Discord as we go. And I reckon by the end of this week, it's going to be cooking and it's going to be full of all these charts for you guys. Okay, so let's go a couple more charts. We're running out a bit of time here, guys. We've got to actually start. We've got to start moving here. Okay, fetch entry. Higher time frame fetch traders. I'm going to give you this one quickly. Fetch on the daily, we can see our big zone is 1.63. So what did we do with fetch? We broke our highs. Okay, now we're looking for a simple retest and a pump. What does that work out to on the DGen play? Here are your levels. Fetch traders, if you're looking for a DGen play, here is fetch on the 2 hour. Look at my oscillator getting ready to do some kind of reversal here. We might get some kind of divergence. So just look out for something like that, maybe a little dip before it moves higher. But we are getting to a point on the 2 hour where we could get a reversal on fetch. So your trading zones, DGens, 166, 1566. Those are your trading zones for fetch. 166, 1566. Those are your hot zones. And yes, Huffy says dominance is dumping, altcoins is pumping. Good. Okay, fetch traders, you've got it. 166, 1566. That's your fetch entry that you can watch. Then we've got 𝗨𝗏𝗡. There was a request for 𝗨𝗏𝗡 as well. Rejection at the 200-day MA. So notable again, these altcoins love to rip through these zones and then roll over. Okay, just take note of what they do. They fake out through these areas and then they often roll over. Look at that. Look at that big rejection there last time. So 𝗨𝗏𝗡, a higher time frame, 22. Okay, higher time frame, 22 is your big zone for 𝗨𝗏𝗡. And that is if we play it 618 retrace, 618 retrace, 618 retrace. That gets us to 22 on 𝗨𝗏𝗡. That is what you guys can watch there on that guy. And there's the dupe setup for you guys. 1.07. I know I'm rushing, guys. Sorry, just take notes. We're running out of time here. 1.07 for dupe and 0.91 is what you're going to be watching on dupe. Those are potential zones of interest there for me on some kind of bounce on dupe. Okay, we've run out of time. You know where to find us. Chart Hackers after the show. We've got our first live event tonight. We're cooking. We're super excited about this whole thing. Chaos. We'll see you in an hour or two in the Hackers Club. Okay. Catch you later. Thanks for hanging. Okay, guys, you've got important levels. You've got my views on where I think we're going. For me, I'm still trying to be super cautious with the market. I'm not trying to get too aggressive here, but we can trade the ones that keep ripping. So if XRP wants to keep dancing, we keep dancing, okay? We keep going, we play those breakouts, and then always have 1 foot on the higher time frame charts. Make sure you are watching the big levels because when it falls over, it's quick and they come for you. And just make sure that you guys are ready for when the time comes, okay? Catch you later.
Bro, I'm getting rinsed.
You're getting rinsed again.